With 4 million inhabitants and twice the size of France, the West African country Mauritania is counting on its natural wealth to boost growth. Natural wealth hidden in these desert lands and in the Atlantic Ocean. Between 2008 and 2014, Mauritania experienced an economic boom thanks to its mines of iron, gold and copper, which represent 54% of exports. Today, 12 million tons of iron are sold annually. But the country suffered through a spectacular fall in the price of minerals in 2014. Mauritania is also rich in fishing, which represents 45% of the country's exports. The country's waters are where its treasures abound, making it one of the richest countries around the world in fishing resources. Along its 700-kilometer coastline, scientists have identified close to 600 fish species, while more than 200 can be marketed. The last few years have been marked by extremely important fisheries reforms that have significantly improved export earnings and general revenue from the fishing sector. The Awam unloads its cargo, which will be taken in this refrigerated truck to Spain, the top destination of Mauritanian fish exports. In 9 days at sea, the crew fished 16 tons of fish. Here in the port of Nouadhibou, the economic capital of the country, only 1/3 of the fish is unloaded because of a lack of infrastructure. One of the major projects of the Free Zone, which has attracted investors since 2013, thanks to an attractive tax regime, is to create a new deep-sea port of up to 18 meters to accommodate larger vessels. It is going to be the most important on the face of West Africa. This port will offer all the technical conditions for the domestication of this fishery resource, and beyond, it is also a commercial port, because it is the port of the Big Sahara. It is a port which will allow countries which have no access to the sea to benefit from an extremely important exchange and transit platform. After Nouadhibou, we go to Nouakchott, the country's capital, to discover the other engine of the Mauritanian economy, renewable energy, solar and wind. On the road, we'll pass by Chamy, a new city created in 2012 which runs exclusively on solar energy. In Chamy, the solar field watches over 5,000 inhabitants. The creation of this city is an example of the accelerated pace of the country's development. We gained our independence in 1960, and at that time there was absolutely no infrastructure. This is why Mauritania during all these years has relied on the export sector, iron and fishing. Authorities have in a few years managed to put in place a relatively interesting infrastructure which offers prospects for the diversification of the economy and is the most important stake for the coming years. In 2008, there was no renewable energy in Mauritania. Today, public funds finance the sector entirely. The country is the best student in the world in terms of the allocation of resources for clean energy. And the future 100-megawatt wind power plant in Boulinois will become, in 2019, the largest in West Africa. In 2016, 38% of the energy produced came from renewables. Mauritania hopes to reach 50% thanks to this 50-megawatt photovoltaic plant and its 157,000 solar panels in Nouakchott. The needs of the country amount to 120 megawatts, and we have 3 times that in terms of power. That allows us to export that surplus electricity to our neighbors, Senegal and Mali. At the gates of Nouakchott, 15 wind turbines churn the wind coming from the ocean. The former nomadic country is moving forwards. A good indicator of this is that for the 3rd consecutive year, Mauritania has advanced in the index of the World Bank's Doing Business rankings, jumping 10 places this year to reach 150th place out of 190 countries.